the helm of this custom chopper shop is a phenomenon known to millions of Americans as Paul Sr., a man whose old-school wisdom commands respect.
Hey, I don't want to ask the same thing twice. The second time, I'm going to use my foot.
Because I'm going with a reptile theme for my bike. It's important that it's fast. That's why I ordered a special engine for this bike. It's exactly what I need to give it the quick Cobra-like speed. I gotta admit, working on this bike makes me feel young. I can't wait to drop the engine in the bike and watch Paulie's face turn green with envy.
Hey, where'd you get this wicked thing?
I thought you might like that.
I like it, all right. I don't think a man your age knows what to do with it. You sure you know how to handle this bad boy?
All right, punk, time to set the record straight and show you I still got it. You know, Mikey's always griping about being the errand boy, so I thought I'd give him a little test and get him accustomed to some real responsibility and whatnot. I put Mikey in charge of ordering a fender for my bike, and you know that saying, never send a boy to do a man's job. Mikey, this is a clutch. Tell me, how do you confuse a fender with a clutch?
To the human ear, they sound exactly the same.
I tell you, I'd blow a gasket if I had the time, but it's late and the parts stores are about to close, and if I don't get the tail on tonight, I've lost a day. I'll deal with Mikey when I get back, and in the meantime, he'll rake the gravel driveway till the cows come home. I'll admit it, I'm a perfectionist. There's no two ways about it. I like a clean shop and people that know what they're doing. Hey, in my world, it's my way or the highway. When this nut called me and told me my transmission was never shipped, I went ballistic. I tell you, my blood pressure went right through the roof. But Paulie gave me a dose of my own medicine. He told me I didn't have time to cry about it. I have to say, when he said that to me, something happened inside. I got all fired up. I thought, when have I ever quit? It ain't in me to quit. So instead of letting this bozo burn my chops, I'm getting to the getting and searching this town high and low for a transmission.
I hate to admit it, but my father has some good advice. Before making some of the hottest made custom choppers, he worked in the steel business for 30 years. He knows what it's like to work hard and build from the ground up. Truth is, if anybody knows anything about how hard these guys work, it's my father.
You get started right away.
In my book, that goes a long way.
I need some inspiration.
You're asking me for my ideas? Did you fall and hit your head? Look, get your butt out to a real site, get a feel for the work in the machines, and you'll get inspired.
For this bike, I need a special carburetor. Something with some giddy up. Now it's up to me to find one, and find it fast. Vinny suggested I contact the new parts dealer down the street. But when I called, right off the start, me and this guy had a bad connection. Now I'm on my way over to see if I can get this carburetor.
What are you doing?
I'm working. What does it look like I'm doing?
It looks like you're chit-chatting over there with Vinny when you should be working on your bike.
We're discussing the design of the tank. Relax, will ya?
No, I won't relax.
Here we go.
Why do you always do this? I just don't understand your lack of physical attitude. Listen, just get it done. Now.
You know, in designing, it's important to communicate effectively. Because I wanted to make sure that this tank had a tough industrial look for this bike. Vinny and I had to talk about ways it could be done. But my father gets all bent out of shape if he thinks you're screwing off. And frankly, I wasn't in the mood for it.
One of the things I like most about hanging out with my role-playing buddies is that I get to pretend I'm some for a day. After a long, hard week of being generally humiliated and knocked around family, I like to take a refreshing break and get a recognition for the genius I am. At least with my buddies, I can abuse my position of power and be the one smacking and making them take out the trash. But this time, I need their creative support. They're letting me borrow pieces for reference for the Gladiator bike I'm building.
It
doesn't seem like a day goes not getting mercilessly teased about failing my motorcycle license. You know, there's only so much pressure a man can take before he takes matters into his own hands.
Doesn't matter how tough the bike looks, if the rider can't handle it.
I can handle it.
Mikey, you couldn't even chase down a moped.
Oh yeah? Not only will I chase down a grandma, I'll chase down the toughest grandma bikers in town.
Now that's fun. Hey, where are you going?
I need to meet this guy I found on the internet.
What did I tell you about the internet? They're all kooks. This nut have you need so bad.
Just a guillotine, gotta go. Bike to have a lot of gladiator weapons, like swords, knives, and other sharp objects. Partly because they're cool, but also they may come in handy when me and my father have a distance. So, being the internet whiz that I am, I searched for a weapon who was close by. So what if he was paranoid, delusional, and was probed by aliens as a child? So was Paulie, and held him back. Anyway, this is the only guy that can help me by creating some cool weapon art for my bike.
Intelligent, strategic, treasured and rare qualities. Vinny is a necessary calm in the midst of a storm. His philosophical, Zen-like approach leaves little time for idle chatter when a deadline looms.
Senior, my high-performance tires never got here.
You got to deal with it, Vinny. It's crunch time and everybody's got their hands full.
I have to admit, I was really stressed out that my tires were never delivered. Since every component of this bike's going to be scrutinized by officials, there's only one person that can help me out. And since everyone here is busy with their own bikes, I was getting overwhelmed. So I called a drag expert, and he immediately calmed me down. He told me to come over and see him, and that he had an idea that might turn out to be really inspiring. 8 seconds isn't a whole lot of time to do the quarter mile, and in that short amount of time, the gear's got to do a fierce amount of shifting. Drag bikes are required to have a lock-up clutch. Basically, it's got weights on it and engages harder the more it revs. So once the clutch is out at the start, it's air shifting, and pretty fast too. But when I was putting it on the bike, I knew there was something wrong. You want your clutch cable to feel like butter. Real smooth, you know? This was anything but. Since I'm running behind, I gotta take this to a specialist and see if this regulation shift box can be repaired in time to stay in the race. You know, I've been around garages my whole life. My father's station. By the time I was 9, I could rebuild an engine on my own. So I have a pretty good idea when it's time to lay down the tool and know when my work is done. Though I never built a drag bike, my gut tells me there's only one more thing to do before this baby's ready for competition. A road test. So I'm gonna recruit the Throttle family. Hopefully, they'll take it as serious as a competition, so I can be ready in time.
Has finally arrived. Tensions mount as Hooker announces competitors of each division to a final event.
You know, now that it's over, I need a vacation. Somewhere where there's some peace and quiet.
There's a lot of tension getting these bikes done, but it's moments like these it's all worth it.
Yeah, we get a lot of satisfaction building our bike. Nothing compares to getting a reaction like that from our fans.
You know, now that we're celebrities, maybe I can get a little respect around here?
Don't push it. Tell you what, though, let's give it a little respect.